the nerves last about half a song, maybe. And I don't really care because it's rock and roll. And to be honest with you, perfection in rock and roll has never been something that's been celebrated or should be. It's supposed to get out there and it's supposed to be like an expression. So like I lost my I used to be try to be so perfect, man, and I was losing the whole point. I was losing the whole point of getting out there and expressing yourself. And so now I kind of just I'm not nervous. I go and I sing, and if I screw up a bunch of notes, it doesn't matter as long as my heart's in the right place and it's coming across as a some form of outburst of emotion, then it works for me.
The Desert Tiger Podcast.
Hello, John. How's it going?
Hey, man, I'm so sorry. I'm actually in the middle of packing for a UK tour. We leave tonight, and I totally spaced. So my apologies. I'm just running around the house right now. So yeah, sorry about that.
No worries, my dude. No worries. I understand how it goes. Only so much time, right?
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days trying to get ready to leave for 3 weeks, you know?
I mean, it's probably like your first time heading out to the UK or like on a massive tour and probably quite a few years as well. So, you know, probably some of those things that you usually have like kicking around and ready to go probably aren't there.
Oh, yeah, like the lists have been made, so let's hope they're correct.
Hey, can only do so much planning, right?
Right.
Hey, sometimes you just got to go with the flow, and that's part of the beauty of rock and roll.
Yeah, it totally is. And that's the hard part too, because we're not going to anywhere where I can't get things. We're going to the UK. So, you know, if I need something, I could probably just pick it up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, right? It's not like you're completely like full out of the way. It's just always nice to have it when you need it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like we said, running on time. I mean, UK, the shows are at least a little bit closer than in a place like Canada, but I mean, still, like, all that extra time adds up, so it's a lot easier to just have it and then need it and go.
Right. It's kind of crazy. It's a small country, but yeah, there's a lot of like, you know, small towns that we're playing, so it's going to be an interesting little rip through the UK, I'll tell you.
Well, I was going through the dates, and like you said, you guys are there for 3 weeks, and it's literally just the UK and like solid amount of shows too. So like you guys are ripping through there.
Oh yeah, like we're lucky that we can play that many places in the UK. To be honest, I think it's like 12 or 13 shows, but it's wicked. We're really excited, man. It's super great to get over there and just have a good time and be on tour again.
Absolutely. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, probably the first time you guys have been on like a full, like it's not like a true full scale tour, but I mean, even just like a 3-week run, right? In a long time.
Yeah, it's been a bit. I mean, we've done it. We did a couple things with Big Rec. We did one in Canada last year or this year, actually. Oh, I don't even know what year it is anymore, but in March this year, March, April, we did a run with them. And it was great. It was good to get back out. But this, yeah, like the first time we've been gone, like away from home for 3, which used to be such a commonplace thing that now it's kind of wild to feel out of place doing it. You know, I used to just throw all my shit in like a backpack. I knew exactly what I needed and it was just gone. And then now it's like, oh no, what if it rains?
I mean, I thought the denim or the leather vests just got you through all weather, right?
Oh, I don't know about that. See, the funny thing is when they get wet and they start smelling, I think I'm on like vest like 8 now, and this one's denim finally. I just was like, forget this. The leather just gets gross.
Starts cracking on you, and otherwise you need something more durable.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I like to buy the ones that are already worked in, you know, like thrift stores and stuff like that. So they always come with an odor. And it's like, you know, it doesn't improve over time. We'll put it that way.
I mean, especially when you're wearing it on stage for like, you know, half an hour, rocking out as heavy as you guys do, you know?
No, that was the whole thing. I mean, it just me combined with whatever fragrance was already there, however it's been seasoned before, just is like pulled out of it every time you sweat in it. So yeah, it's a vibe. vintage store vests, but there you go.
Absolutely. And of course, when you guys get out onto the road, I mean, normally, like, there's going to be nerves. Of course, like we mentioned, this first time going back to the UK in a while, so maybe a little bit nervous. Does Jon Harvey have a pre-game routine before he takes the stage?
I've never been nervous. I gotta be honest. Like I get nervous, oh yeah, it's just gonna be rough. But the nerves last about half the song, maybe, and I don't really care because it's rock and roll. And to be honest with you, perfection in rock and roll has never been something that's been celebrated or should be. It's supposed to get out there and it's supposed to be like an expression. So like, I lost my. I used to try to be so perfect, man, and I was losing the whole point. I was losing the whole point of getting out there and expressing yourself. And so now I kind of I'm not nervous. I go and I sing. And if I screw up a bunch of notes, it doesn't matter as long as my heart's in the right place and it's coming across as some form of outburst of emotion, then it works for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's part of rock and roll, right? It's got to be raw and real.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like you want to get out there and not be out there doing a routine. It's not really that's not really the place for it, So I think the best things come at the spur moment too, when you're trying to explore or trying to, sometimes you sing something a little differently just for fun, or sometimes, you do something a little fun just because you feel like it. And that is important. I think to getting out there and trying to be this perfect animal every night is a wild expectation of yourself.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, we're only human beings too, right? Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of it's an interesting thing to be honest, because everyone wants to get out there and play good, but sometimes the best shows are the ones where you didn't play very good, but your expression was the best, your vibe was the best coming off stage, and I think that there's value to that.
Well, and sometimes those are the very memorable moments to the fans too, right? Where they go home and it's like, I've seen Monster Truck, myself 6 times already, but I've seen them 6 times, but this one time they did this one thing that just blew me away, right?
Yeah. One time they train wrecked, but it was a really cool train wreck.
Hey man, however you guys handle it, right?
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, really, that's the whole thing. Though, get out there and play and have.
Hey, have a good time. And of course, when you guys get on over there to the UK, you're going to have some new songs you're going to be repping while you're there as well. A new record dropping September 30th here, entitled Warriors, my friend. We're a few days away from the album's release. What's it like? What's the anticipation like to have your first album out in 4 years?
I think it's good. We feel good about it. We're pretty happy to finally get it out there. I think we're pretty lazy with that, as you know. We don't really release records in a very timely way, so it doesn't feel like anything crazy. But we're quite happy, and leading up to it now, and it's just been let's get this damn thing out already, because we've been talking about it for 3 months or whatever. But ready to go, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for everyone to hear it, because I don't know, it's the best. I think it's their best work, and I think it's really on the nose as far as Monster Truck goes.
Hey, I mean, I've had the honor of being able to hear a little bit of it so far, and from what I can hear, like you say, it is a Monster Truck ripper of an album, my friend. This is all thriller, my dude. Pretty much no ballads, all straight to the wall, rocking. Was that a conscious effort when you guys went into the studio?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we had a couple ballads written, but I guess they just weren't good enough. So it became something like that, where it was just we're not gonna force anything into play, and we had a whole bunch of ripping songs. So it's a good thing to do, to just stick with what's working in the group of songs that you feel are the strongest, and just go for it. So that's literally what we did. I mean, we'll probably go back to writing some slow songs if we do another album, and if but this time it just didn't work. It wasn't right. So here's a ripper. The whole record punches you out the whole time.
Hey, I mean, I'm not complaining myself. From everything that I've heard so far, this album sounds amazing. And of course, you guys teamed up with Eric Ratz, who I know that you guys have worked together with, I believe, on Sitting Heavy and otherwise. What was it like to team back up with Eric again?
It was really easy. He's a good friend. So it kind of just, same idea. We went in and we can be really honest with each other and just went in and we had some songs, and he's like, okay, write some more. And so we wrote some more, and then we had enough and went in. And it was really what we've done with him every other time. So it was really comfortable and really easy, I think, this time. The vocals took a bit of time because we kept having to stop for the lockdowns. And then we go back in and kind of do some and then be like, that was okay. It's hard to get to a rhythm because we kept having to leave the studio. But it was easy for the most part, to be honest. I think the vibes were there, and Ratz is always a pleasure. He's super easy to work with. He's just, he knows what he's doing, and he's also very like agreeable and likes to have a good time. So right up our alley.
Hey, heck yeah. And I mean, he has, his product is always proven, so it's always good to, team up with a producer who's going to make you guys sound oh so good, too.
Absolutely. I mean, he's probably most of the reason we sound the way we do. So it's a good matchup every time. I mean, it just wanted to sound like us again, and I think we've succeeded.
Hey, heck yeah. I think you guys have succeeded, too. And I mean, you guys can hear it inside of the 3 singles that you have released so far leading up to this album. Like you mentioned, it's been a couple of months here leading up. The first track came to us June 8th with Golden Woman. You've got My Things and Go also came in June. The start of August, we got ourselves a little bit of Fuzz Mountain. I want to dive into a couple of these singles here. Of course, I want to kick it off with the latest one of those, Fuzz Mountain, my friend. So take us behind exactly what went into this track.
Well, I wrote it like 2 or 3 years ago. Just kind of messing around, writing songs. And I just wrote a demo of it. And then Jared came in and was like, what's that? I'm like, I don't know, play a guitar solo on it. So he did. And then that demo is pretty much the same arrangement as the current song. We changed a couple of things. But so we just kind of had it and shelved it. And then when we got time to record it, we recorded it. It was really it was good. So it's one of those things where, a bunch of songs on this record are kind of like that, where it was like, okay, I wrote a song and it's like, there you go, guys. And then we kind of put it together and rearrange it sometimes we do here and there, and then, finish it in the long run. But yeah, that one was forever ago. Maybe more. It might be more than 3 years, because I always forget about COVID. Like, my brain doesn't register what that was. It just forgets about it completely. And it's like, okay. And then I realize, oh yeah, I'm older. But that's the only way that I'll ever remember that period.
It's like, you think of it as such a shorter period of time than it actually was. It was like, no, it was only a year, like less than that. I was like, no, it was like a couple of years. Oh.
Yeah. So maybe I wrote it 5 years ago. Who knows? It was a long time.
I know that you guys did a preview of it like on your YouTube in 2019. So that's what I was sort of curious of. I was like, how long have you guys actually been sitting on some of this material?
Oh, a long time, man. We didn't do anything like during COVID. We not really. So it was kind of like, record the record. Well, we're not going to release it till we can tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. So we just kind of like chill. And then now we can tour, so we were going to release it. So it's a very I don't know. It's a weird circumstance because we didn't have any pressure from any labels or anything. So we just kind of like finished it and said, all right, let's wait.
Absolutely. Wait till the time's right,
Yeah.
Hey, perfect. And of course, like I mentioned, diving behind some of these singles, another track that I mentioned is Get My Things and Go. Of course, when you listen to the track, fairly straightforward in terms of the lyric-wise, but one of my favorite things about it is the music video for this song, which actually saw you guys team up with Fubar's Dave Lawrence to create it. So what was it like to sort of be able to work with Dave, who I know you guys have had a little bit of a friendship with through the years?
Yeah, he's a bud. It was great. Dave and his wife, Manuela, took it on, and they made a child world. And it's exactly, when they said, we've always wanted to do that. We wanted to do it before with Don't Tell Me How to Live video and like things like that. We always had these ideas, but it's like, how do you get kids to do it?
Mm-hmm.
And somehow Dave, working his magic, figured it out, and these kids actually pulled it off, and it came out amazing. And we were really excited because we were always looking for a chance to team up with Dave and work with him in any way we can. So it was really fun to do, and I absolutely love the result of it. A lot of people say it's their favorite video that we have, and I I think that's great. I think it's fantastic that we that he executed it so well, and it was a group effort, but I mean, those guys steered the ship. They filmed it all in Alberta while we were in Ontario. So
okay, so a little bit of just putting the trust into a good friend, and he gave you an amazing product, I must say.
Yeah, and that's kind of a lot of the times when you're not close, and you can do that now with this technology. I mean, it's a little less personal, but I mean, did we need to be in the video? No, we didn't. So I mean, that was the vibe we were looking at. So it turned out pretty good, and we are in those little monster tube clips or whatever. But it came out great. We were super excited.
Oh my goodness! I mean, when I saw like the kid ripping away in that Chevy, just like down the road, I was like, yeah, this is amazing.
That's too much for a kid.
Oh my goodness. The kids did an absolutely amazing job of the video too. Like straight up mad respect to the two kids. Like, wow.
Oh yeah. That was the thing. That was all their kids and their friends' kids, and they all made a music video. It was awesome.
Oh my goodness, so good, so good. And of course, talking about the topic of kids, before we finish off this interview, I actually have to ask, because through this past couple of years here, you actually wrote and illustrated your own children's book called Cool Dads.
Yeah, it was something I started a long time ago, and it was kind of like one of those projects you just pick away at and figure it out. And once I knew I had it, I had the story good and rhyming the way I liked it, and then I had the characters all drawn the way I liked them. I just put it all together and put it out, and yeah, it was great. So a lot of kids have been liking it and getting into it, and a lot of my friends' kids like it. So it's definitely awesome to hear that people are reading it to their kids, and even though it's just like it's just like a fun thing to do.
Hey man, it's a fun thing to do yourself, and I mean, you yourself, becoming a father, growing as a human being, probably something you probably didn't see yourself doing earlier in your lifetime either.
Yeah, I don't know. It's for sure the way that things were going, but yeah, he's great, and I'm very happy to have him.
Hey, fantastic, my friend, fantastic. So, of course, I'm sure that's one thing in life that you were grateful for. What is something else that you would say that you were grateful for inside of this world?
I think I just am happy that I'm still breathing and happy. I couldn't ask for anything else, to be honest. I have a great partner. I have a good life. I have a good job. I don't know. I'm not really a money person. I don't really give a shit. So it's like, I don't know. I couldn't ask for anything else. I'm quite content.
Hey, I love to hear it, and I love the mindset, my friends. And of course, the new album from Monster Truck is entitled Warriors. Like I said, 10 tracks front to back. It is a ripping album. Is there anything you want to tell the listeners about Warriors before I let you go here today, Jon?
No, I think I'm pretty good. Listen to the record, have a stream, support your local amateur wrestling events. That's all I got to say.
Yes.
I've been going to them lately, and they've been so sick. So I just want to tell everybody out there, get in there, have some fun, yell at some people.
I am a referee inside of independent pro wrestling in British Columbia, and I agree with this statement.
Sick. That's awesome. There's so many people I didn't even know. We started going to this one in Hamilton, and it's so fun. And now my son knows the wrestlers. They're like, it's just a great time. We just went on Friday and had such a blast. So it's like, I can't believe I'm like vouching for like that stuff, but it's so fun. It's like going to a punk show, but it's like a different kind of show. It's really neat. I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of you'll see on Friday why I say things like that.
Okay. So I'm just probably guessing that people should also stay updated to the Monster Truck social media and otherwise if they want to find out what you're hinting towards here as well.
Absolutely. So yeah, okay. Warriors out Friday, and you'll see what's up.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I mean, as somebody who's in the wrestling business, I am very, very excited right now, and I cannot wait. And hopefully I will catch you either at a rock show soon or a wrestling show, my friend.
Yeah, right on. Sounds good, bro.
Hey, well, until then, take care. Like I said, the new album is Warriors. You can find it on your favorite social or your streaming music platform. You can find Monster Truck on your favorite social media platform. Go out, support the band, support your live music scene as well. Jon, thank you so very much for joining us here today, once again on the DTP.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, man.
Yeah, ambush. You know we got mad love for Jon Harvey for stopping on in to the DTP here once again. Of course, we got mad love for you, the ambush, as well, for tuning on into this episode. We hope that you enjoyed what you heard. We hope that you enjoyed it enough that you consider giving the show a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform, that you liked it enough that you consider sharing this episode with your friends on your social media. If you do so, please tag the DTP, a Monster Truck, and me, the Colton G, so we can show you a little bit more love for doing that. Of course, you can also check out the web store. It is www.deserttiger.shop. You can find me, the Colton G, nowhere this weekend because I have no wrestling bookings. I plan on working on some back end things, some things that I ain't going to be talking about yet. You'll find out soon. And we'll get there. But you can stay up to date with my upcoming reffing dates here on these little outros, as well as by following me over on my social media. It is the Colton G on your favorite social media platform. Now we leave you with this. Go out, find your roar, and then let that roar out into the world, my friends, because you are a mighty tiger. You are capable of such wonderful things. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are wondrous. You are all of this and oh so much more. And until next time, ambush. Well, bye.